My entire life has been ran by fear and anxiety. Once I found a quick fix solution to my fears and anxieties, I clung to them. And once those quick fix solutions stopped working, my life ripped to shreds. What I thought was going to be a major disaster in my life ended up being one of the biggest blessings. My name is Jake Harville, and I'll be presenting you guys with my 6-month sobriety chip. I've been in recovery for over a year now, and I'll be talking to you guys about what my life looked like before I got sober, what brought me to be sober, and what my life looks like now. So before I got sober, my life was filled with animosity, self-centeredness, and lonesomeness, pretty much. There would be nights where I would come home and, yell out my parents or friends, cuss them out, steal, manipulate, and I would wake up the next morning not really knowing what happened, and they would wake up with resentments, and I would be curious as to why they were upset, and I felt as though they were turning on me. And another way that I would hurt them was I would mentally abuse them. I saw no physical damage, so I thought I wasn't doing anything wrong, but in my using, I numbed out all my emotions, felt no empathy, and so I didn't think I was hurting them, which eventually led people to move away from me and for me to isolate. So another factor in my using that affected me was how lonely I was and how alone I was all the time. I would sit in a sober house. I moved to a sober house from my old house because I thought it was my environment that was the issue, but it ended up me being the issue. And so I would sit in a sober house all day and just be alone and let my thoughts fester in my head, and this would eventually make me go mad and basically implode from fears and anxiety. And so this would cause me to relapse. And once I relapsed, my whole world crumbled around me, and I wasn't able to really think about anything other than my past life and how I've screwed up. And at that moment in time, I thought to myself, I never want to feel this way again. And so I decided that I would check in to rehab to work on my life and to better my life and to stop feeling the way that I had felt. In rehab, I learned what I truly looked like and who I truly was. And who I truly was someone that I really loved and adored. And I became a leader and a good friend to those around me. I had a bunch of older people telling me that I was wise and was a good leader, and this brought a lot of self-confidence to myself. And hearing that I was a good friend warmed my heart, because I hadn't been told that I was a good friend in a really long time. And so I wanted to keep these qualities, and I knew that if I had gone back to using that, these would be gone. And so I continue to carry those principles and values in my life to this day by helping out other people, and helping out other people in ways where I've started an organization here in Dallas called Young People in Recovery, where I help seek out young people that are looking for a way in and groups to hang out with that are in recovery, because it can be very intimidating being early on in recovery and not having that group, or being scared of meetings. And now I'm building back those old relationships that were once broken, and I couldn't be happier. So in my speech, I've talked to you guys about what my life looked like before my addiction, what had happened, and now my life, and how grateful I am for it. And a bunch of people asked me if I could go back and warn myself about the imminent danger ahead, about the using, all the problems that would be in the road ahead. I would say I wouldn't go back, because I'm extremely grateful for the journey, and it allows me to connect with people that have shared similar experiences with me. And I've once heard that the darker one's journey is, the brighter their light is at the end of the tunnel. Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
Thank you.